aggravated kidnapping, armed robbery, first-degree murder. Is that correct information?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But first of all, I show remorse for the crime I did, and and I was 25 years old at the time I did it, and I feel remorse for what I did and my crime. I take responsibility for my actions.
So why do you think you deserve clemency?
All right, we got Luther Robinson, man. Kidnapping, armed robbery, murder. Man, let's hear him out. See what he got to say. Um, ah, some rough charges. I don't know.
All right. Good morning. The pardon board is reconvening. We're now at Louisianna State Penitentiary. It is 9:34 on Monday, February 24th, 2025. Would the staff there at Angola please introduce yourself for the record?
Ashley Olivo, Deputy Warden.
Reginald Admiral, classification.
Carmen Shipley, offender records.
For accommodating us this morning. And our first case there is Mr. Robertson. Good morning.
Good morning.
You introduce yourself. Tell us your name and DOC number.
Luther Robinson, 90556.
All right, Mr. Robertson, you can see who we are, the pardon board. Can you see our name tag?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. Mr. Robertson, let me just read some identifying information into the record, then I'll recognize the folks that have joined us by Zoom and here in Baton Rouge, and then we'll have a conversation with you. So, Mr. Robertson, you're currently serving a life sentence. You were sentenced in Tangipahoa Parish on November 28, 1979 for convictions, aggravated kidnapping, armed robbery, first-degree murder. Is that
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am?
Is that correct information?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Let me acknowledge the folks who have joined us. Here with us, we have, and who will be speaking in opposition, William Zana, Kayla Martin. We also have representatives from the DA's office for the 21st Judicial District who would like to have some input. Also here with us in Baton Rouge are family members of the victims. Kimberly Nevneswander. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Harold Morton. Also, thank y'all for being here today. First, Mr. Robertson, we want you to tell us why are you in jail? What got you in prison? And you've applied for clemency. Why do you think you deserve clemency?
But first of all, I show remorse for the crime I did, and I was 25 years old at the time I did it, and I feel remorse for what I did and my crime. I take responsibility for my action.
So why do you think you deserve clemency?
I'm not the same person I was, a character at that age of 25 in 1979. I have matured and understand life now, and I'm sorry that the pain I caused my family and the victim family. And I have matured a lot since I've been in Angola, learned a lot since the 45 years I've been here.
Okay, thank you, sir. Warden Olivo, is there anything you can tell us about Mr. Roberts?
I can tell you that he served 45 years in prison. Y'all stated what he was serving time for. He's assigned to Eagle 2 and works as a janitor cleaner in that area. His last disciplinary report was in 2016 for a 3 and a 5. He's completed 100 hours, anger management, and his Tiger score is low.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'd like to hear, before we start our interview, we'd like to hear from those who want to speak in opposition. And they're here in Baton Rouge. I'll let the two of you decide who wants to speak first. If you'd step up to the podium.
I'd like to thank you all so much for the opportunity to be here today. It's been a whole bunch of years and I was 5 years old when this happened. But I would like to start by saying that part of my own emotional healing was learning to pray for Mr. Robertson. And so I would like it to be conveyed to him that he has been prayed for and he has been forgiven. However, I feel very strongly that this was a crime that was so violent against a total stranger that without the absolute assurance, and there's no way for me to ever have the absolute assurance that he has been totally rehabilitated, that we not ever give the chance for another family to go through the trauma that our family endured. For myself, it was years of recurrent nightmares. For my father, who's now 88, who went through the trauma of the police coming to our door to tell them that she had been abducted, to the 3 days of searching for her body, to her body being found mutilated in the woods. I just feel very strongly that while I feel like I can offer forgiveness to Mr. Robertson and have sympathy for the life that he lived and the trauma that he probably experienced in his life, I do very strongly object to him being allowed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Zena?
Thank you, Board, for the opportunity to come and speak and address. Louisianna, Gail, my cousin, Cheryl Laird, known as Cherry, her brother and sister, her brother, was Gail's father, and Barbara, was Cherry's sister. My mother largely raised Cherry and looked at her as much as a daughter, as a sister. On behalf of the family, I vehemently reject any sentence reduction. I'm going to explain why. Our family showed mercy in the discussion by not seeking death penalty at the time. This is well documented. Mr. Robinson showed no mercy, sheer brutal violence against one of the most gentle, kind, good people any of us have ever met. How someone who can be capable of that might ever be able to be put safely back out in public is something that I'm asked to consider. Multiple doctors testified at the time about his personality disorders and using words such as meanness, cruelty. How we could ever possibly risk the exposure to another family is incomprehensible to me. What this has done to my family and all of those impacted, my mother in her 80s still screams out from her sleep. This has been something that has affected us all. My brother, my sister, father. Our lives, I was 13 at the time, spent the summer in Ponchatoula. Lives were shattered in ways that still stick with us today. Living with fear of violence, in danger. Her many friends, Cherry's many friends, and the countless students, hundreds of students who care, whose lives have been changed irrevocably. What this did to the community, Ponchatoula and Tangipahoa Parish. It's a quote that I'd like to share with you by an editor of a local paper here back at the time, shortly hereafter. When someone takes another life without cause, they made a decision that preempts any rehabilitation. They have placed no value on their own lives by taking another. I have forgiven Mr. Robinson, and I feel for the difficult things that put him in a position that this is his life. However, the legacy of Luther Robinson should die peacefully with him. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we have from the DA's office, Ms. White.
Yes, it's Ms. White again. Yes, the state is in opposition of this. Yes, this case is from many years ago, but the crime was horrible. The defendant left and the family was terribly affected by this. So therefore, I support the family members that are there in opposition, and the state is in opposition as well.
Thank you. We appreciate hearing from the DA's office. All right. Mr. Robertson, your case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Would you answer any questions he may have?
Okay, Mr. Robertson, how long have you been in jail?
45 years, sir.
And how old are you?
71.
Okay, and what's your, educational level?
I got a GED in about 1991.
Okay. Why?
Sir,
Did you, rob this woman? I mean, why did you attack this woman? Tell it, what was the reason?
well, I ain't really attacked her. I was gonna rob him, and I ain't never had no intent to kill nobody. The reason why that happened was they tried to grab a gun on the floorboard of the car, and that's what happened. And
Didn't she throw the gun on the seat? You threatened to kill?
no, sir, I ain't threatened, said nothing like that sort. She tried to grab a gun on the floorboard of the car, and that was my
Yes.
action for
Grab a
that.
gun off the floorboard of the car. I agree with you with that. She grabbed
Yes,
the gun off the floorboard of the car. It was a starter pistol. It wasn't even a real gun.
Yeah, I
She
know.
put the gun at you when you said you were gonna cut the young lady's throat. She threw the gun on the seat and she took off running. Then when she realized you had that gun, she knew it couldn't shoot her. She tried to come back,
Yeah,
but you still killed the lady. But it was just you out for money. You was on drugs. What was the deal?
I was I've been drinking and I've been smoking marijuana at the time.
What is your mental health problems? I see you were discharged from the Army for psychiatric reasons.
Well, I wouldn't say psychiatric reason. It was for it was my mental capacity of I would have an action of people messing with me, talking bad to me, stuff like that. So I didn't want to tell. I told them I didn't want to stay in there because I get in a lot of fights and stuff with people. And that's why I try to control myself. And I told myself, well, man, my mental capacity, I couldn't stay in there. So I had to get out. And I never had got no mental help since I had got out.
Okay, I see you had 128 write-ups since you've been in. You hadn't had none since 2016, which is good. You hadn't had one in 8 years, but before that, you were quite active as a young man in prison.
Yes, sir.
And how long did you stay in the military?
13 months.
13 months, okay. And what type of discharge was it?
Other than honorable condition, other than honorable.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions.
Any other
Can I
questions?
say one more thing, sir? After I,
Yes. Go ahead.
after I saw the psychiatrist in Long Beach, California, I come back to my duty station, and Master Sergeant wanted to talk to me, asked me if I wanted to stay in the military. I said, no, sir. I said, I don't want to stay in the military. He said, well, you getting ready to go to Okinawa. I was getting ready to go get shipped to Okinawa. I said, no, I said, my brother, let's get on out the military. So,
Okay.
So, Mr. Robertson, do you currently see a mental health at all? Do you see mental health?
well, I tried to talk to him and try to get shot to help, but I never did get a chance to get in there to talk to him. I always had talked to him about it.
I cast in my vote a while back, 30 seconds in. I knew he needed to still be confined. He did this to somebody who did nothing to him, let alone a woman at that. Um, Somebody didn't even know. Where does he go home to? Not my neighborhood. I mean, where? I don't know. I mean, it was 45 years ago, but nah, man. I don't know. I don't agree with that at all. Not one bit. But I don't know. Let's hear the panel out, man. I want to see what they got to say. Um, Sometimes we bump heads, man. We don't always see eye to eye.
Yes, we're not, so he's a mental health level of care 5, so
Okay,
he
thank
would
you.
have to request mental health services.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions, Mr. Robertson. I think we're prepared to vote. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Robertson, you know, I read your case and it said you had a very cloudy memory, but you had a pretty good memory today. You know, you remember what happened in the military. You gave your version of what happened there. Did you go to trial or did you take a plea?
I didn't take a plea. They didn't give me a plea. My attorney I had, attorney I had, they wanted me to change my plea, temporary insanity, to plead guilty without a jury trial.
Did you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There was no deal.
Okay, that was your deal. Okay, and that's the thing. That was your deal. I mean, instead of first degree murder, they dropped it. And you didn't get the death penalty. My vote today is to deny due to family opposition and the brutality of the crime.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote is to deny because of victim opposition.
Mr. Prater?
I'm going to deny because of victim opposition and because of the fact that you not only killed this lady, but then you went and hid the body. And I think that's especially indicative of your mental state, personality, so deny.
And Mr. Robertson, I do concur with my colleagues. My vote today is also to deny because of the strong opposition that we've heard today. So today, sir, your application is being denied.
Okay.
There you have it. There you have it. Denied across the board. I mean, he is 70 something years old too, and 45 years is a long time for a choice he made when he was in his 20s. But I mean, life is about choices, man. And he chose was despicable. So I don't know, man. Maybe next time, man. Maybe he wasn't even remorseful enough, in my opinion. It just wasn't there. Catch you on the next one.